Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got an exciting matchup on tap. It's the Riverhogs coming in at 4-2, going up against the Jaguars, who come in at 4-2. So with kickoff straight ahead, we'll check in with our broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, we close out Week 7 with a good Monday night matchup between our visitors and the Portland Riverhogs. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. They play fake to Elliott, and he'll be hit from behind and taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long.
Here we go.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. And a look now at the starting defense.
Terrell Casey doesn't get the attention that he deserves, but he is an absolutely terrific defensive tackle, the best player on just about any team he would play on.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
And wow, the fair catch was signaled for and taken inside the 5-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch here as this offense will come on deep in their own territory. And tough starting field position here. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he's going to cut it back right. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. 30. Past the 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 96 yards. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that one's hard to believe. Not something you see every day. A very long run for the big guy.
Normally we see his counterpart, right? The scat back, the guy with the so-called speed. But we saw a little bit of everything there, didn't we? The big, powerful man with the football. He can also stretch it out a little bit in the open field.
And it's good to make it 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up, loose football. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. And time to take a look at the Jaguar defense.
Dante Fowler missed his rookie season due to injury. So good to have him back on the field. A terrific combination of speed and strength.
Mariota now from the 50. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 8 and a 1st down.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking out extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
Mariota on 3rd and 2. Wide open receiver complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Back to Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gauton. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. They come up in an offset eye. Mariota throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. On 3rd down, Mariota forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
One man in the backfield, Elliott. Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Second down now after the pass completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Off the play fake, Prescott. He's got time in the pocket. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go.
4th down, Prescott. And this is incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd down following the incompletion.
Tight right. One.
And to give this time to the tailback. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When the receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle. One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it, because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One of the selling points of the end route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Throwing is Mariota. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A first down throw for Mariota. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. 3rd and goal, Mariota. Flush to his right. And it's caught. Touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know quarterbacks, they're very protected.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
A first down throw for Prescott. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And a pretty simple completion there underneath, but a successful one for the offense.
Partner doesn't have to be the big shots downfield.
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Now this offense ready to take over again. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 12. And that'll be good enough for the first.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. A second down throw here for Mariota. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Second down, Mariota. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And now the rookie's free. Touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. 79 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A second down throw for Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
He's got his man on the crossing route. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Prescott now on second down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. So it's third and long, and defensively, not a real surprise there in the dime. He's going to launch this thing way down. That's caught inside the 20. And give them a gain of 37. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They come out here in the eye. On second down, Elliott. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what?
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. And he puts it through. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They come out here in the eye, and they'll run it here. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
So it'll be first down here after the run. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now in the Rose City of Portland, Oregon, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Mariota now on 2nd down. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on it a little bit more.
Mariota dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. 4th down, Mariota. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's caught. Touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 7 on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Jaguars getting set to go. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's 3rd down.
Let's go.
3rd and long for Prescott. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to do?
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 19 yards on the play. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
One. Blue 18. 3.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Give him 2 yards on that play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
One of the hallmarks of their success this year, they've been fearless on 4th down. And they convert another one right here to move the chains.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Out to his left. This will be caught at about the 3. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And this offense continues to pour it on. And he's able to put it through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. And now back out comes the offense. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
guy, what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Flushed out right. And he's got some space here. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Shreds the tackle. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the 1st down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Now Mariota on 4th down. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Again, it's Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And ready for 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done? Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays. But when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying. And on that play, the prayer was answered.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
A first down throw for Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Mariota on 3rd and 2. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And this looks to probably be the final play.
Here we go. Here we go.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working. And